Hey everybody, it's me, Moody Boo, and I am back with another house review. I have smelled many in the Labo series. Not as many in the City Exclusives, but the rest of the line I have gotten my nose on throughout the years. So these are the ones that I personally landed on, which is Belle De Soir. I think I won that in a Facebook perfume contest. And over on the left is Labdanum. The decant next to it is the City Exclusives Vanille or Vanilla. The one next to it is Tonka, and then the full bottle next to it is Bergamot. So I'm just going to start with my least favorite, but then I won't go in any particular order. And I'll talk about the house a little bit. All right, be right back. So the first one is the one that I said that I'm pretty sure I won in a Facebook contest. I did not buy it, and this is Belle de Soir. So Belle de Soir is the one that Labo did in partnership with Anthropology. There was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 perfumes that they did with the Anthropology, and this was one of them. I tested it a few times, did not care for it, and but then like 4 or 5 days ago when I started testing it again for this video, I realized it's the top notes that put me off. But once it dries down, it's really not that bad. Now, will I wear it? No. So it is a touch on the masculine side. Um, it gives almost a barber shop cologne kind of a vibe in the dry down, but it's more sweet and more woody than that. Let me tell you what's in it. So it's neroli, water lily, gardenia, cedar, sandalwood, and patchouli. Um, and I think there's some musk in there as well. I'm not sure. But I honestly smell some spices in there. Like there's a little bit of cinnamon or something like that. But it really is pretty in the dry down. It is a sweet kind of a patchouli woody fragrance. The neroli and the water lily and gardenia, I think, are the notes that combined put me off. But the base notes are quite lovely. I think if you're a guy, you might like this much more than most women would, but women might like it on a guy. I might have to test this on my husband because it's really quite nice in the dry down. Oh, and this thing is very strong. So it's like one spray is all I can test it with. Bergamot 22. Or is it Bergamot? They have it spelled like moat, but I don't know. So this one is one of my go-to spring summer perfumes. Um, it's this one is a weird one on my skin. So I usually wear it on my clothes because it's much more consistent. Amber, musk, grapefruit, vetiver, petitgrain, bergamot, vanilla, orange blossom, and cedar. Because honestly, I get the bergamot right off the top, and some musk, and some grapefruit, and vetiver. Maybe a touch of the petitgrain starts at the top as well. But that goes away really quickly on me, and it goes all the way to the vanilla, orange blossom, cedar, amber. It keeps the musk and a touch of the fruit, and the petitgrain starts coming out a little more for me. But what's weird about this one is that I'll put my nose right up to my skin and I can't smell it after about an hour. But then I will walk into my own sillage, I'll turn around and I'll walk right into my own sillage and I'll be, whoa, that is bergamot. That is the Labo. And I cannot believe I smell it so well just in the room, but I can't smell it when my nose is right up next to my skin. So that's one of the reasons why I wear it on my clothes. But and I don't get a lot of compliments or anything on it, but I love it. So it's kind of an odd one, but it's a beautiful spring summer perfume. Tonka 25. This one I had to warm up to. It wasn't quite what I expected, but I never should expect anything from Labo because they always flip the switch on you when you are expecting something. You never should expect anything from their perfumes. You should just test them with an open mind and go from there. But Tonka is, this one is a little crazy because the Tonka doesn't really come in, for me anyway, until the deep dry down. It's kind of a sweet incense kind of a smell, slightly woody kind of a smell for, oh gosh, a good hour, hour and a half after I spray this, and it's pretty beastly at first. But once it dries down after that hour, it becomes a lot closer to my skin, is much lighter than I expected it to be. So it is Atlas Cedar, Tonka Bean, Musk, Vanilla, Orange Blossom, and Styrax. Now I'm not sure what Styrax is exactly, but I have a feeling that's what gives it this incensey kind of a smell. I don't get a lot of musk. I do get the cedar and some of the orange blossom, and definitely the styrax, because I can't imagine anything else giving this bite to it that Tonka has. It really is nice, and that styrax kind of mellows out in the deeper dry down to where it becomes much more unisex. I think at the top it's a little on the masculine side because it is kind of an in-your-face kind of fragrance just at first. Good winter perfume. So that's Tonka 25. Moving on. Labdanum 18. Now I wish I saw more love for this perfume than I do. I am just blown away by it. And this one gets compliments for me, usually from guys too. And this is a little, well, I think it's almost straight up unisex, but at the very beginning, it can be a little on the masculine side, just a touch. But of course, that doesn't bother me, but you know, some people that does. So this one is labdanum, castoreum, civet, musk, vanilla, birch, resin, cinnamon, patchouli, gurjan, balsam, and tonka. So when you first spray it, it's pretty heavy on the castoreum, on the civet, on the musk, and even on the birch, I think, at the very beginning, because it's not a smooth kind of animalic smell. It's got some bite to it. But once it dries down, it becomes much more unisex, and it warms up and the tonka comes out. I don't get a lot of cinnamon or patchouli in this, but I do get the resin, the tonka, the vanilla, and the labdanum. But you do keep that animalic hint of naughtiness in the background throughout the whole thing, even the deep dry down. It's beautiful, beautiful perfume. This one has garnered compliments, but I reiterate, it's seasonal, it's regional, it's cultural, it's environmental, it's mental, it's emotional. So, you know, just because I get compliments doesn't mean that everybody else will or anybody else will. All right, moving on. Vanille 44. So this is actually Vanille 44 Paris. This is one of the city exclusives. I have 3 decants about this size. One is almost gone. It's mandarin orange, vanilla, gaiac wood, incense, bergamot, and aldehydes. I don't get the aldehydes because I get no fizziness from it, no etherealness from it. I just get this beautiful, slightly gourmand, woody fragrance with a touch of incense in there, just enough so you don't need insulin with this. It's not that sweet. It's a mature kind of a sweet. But this is one of the city exclusives, so they're only available like once a year or something. And I have not explored that line very much, but I have explored a lot of the other Le Labos. I do believe my next Le Labo is going to be the Bay 19. It's a beautiful perfume. Now there's some other ones that I've tried that I just did not care for too much. Like the patchouli. I love patchouli. But that one to me smelled like when my dad used to smoke salmon after we go salmon fishing on the coast. Now, that was my opinion of it when I first tested and discovered Le Labo years ago. So again, things change and I need to go back to it and get another sample and try it again because I do hear a lot of good things about it. Now the Ambrette and another 13, I really like both of them, but they don't perform very well on me. So I have put off getting those. I may just get a decant of those and call it good. Now there was some that I tried I really expected to love, like the Fleur d'Oranger and the Iris. I really thought I was going to love those and I could not stand them. And also the Lily one, ugh, I did not like it at all. Um, one was too sweet, the other one was too soapy, and it was they didn't make sense to me for me. So I didn't care for those either. Now the Santal 33, I did really like that one. And that may be one I get a big decant of in the near future. Who knows? I may end up with a big bottle of it. Now Rose 31 just didn't do anything for me. I know it's a big deal for a lot of people, but it didn't do a lot for me. But I'm not a rose person, so it's good in the background, but I don't want it being the main player. The other one I really thought I'd like was the Lang 49. I really thought I would love that because I usually love Ylang Ylang, and I didn't like that one either. Anyway, that's it for Labo house review. It's a wonderful house. Usually it performs pretty well with these perfumes, but don't expect anything from them. Don't expect anything from the scent. It doesn't matter what it says on the label. The reason there's a number by it is because that's how many different notes it took to make that thing, as I understand it. Just be sure to be careful when you blind buy these, because it's a risk with Labo, but it's a great house. I really enjoy their creativity. All right, I'll be back in the future. Talk to you later. Peace.